What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the NFT Alpha channel. Today, guys, is going to be a great live stream. I do have NFT Nick on the stream. We're going to talk about the Nifty.com and also the best upcoming NFT projects of this week. So let's get into the video, bro. Nick, what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. It is a blast, a pleasure to have you on the stream today because, man, you are one of the leading tycoons in the NFT space right now. Okay, so I'm loving the website, the nifties.com, and it's free. Like you say on your NFT alphas in the morning, it is just free. So, guys, I'm bringing you a great co-host today, NFT Nick.Eth, if you want to add him on Twitter. So, Nick, man, what's going on? Can you tell us a little bit about yourself as well, for the ones that don't know you?
Yeah, most definitely. So I got into NFTs. So I'll start with the context of NFTs. I got into NFTs back in February, I think. The company I was working at. I was getting fed up working at my job, and I started a podcast about stocks, actually. And I was trading stocks, and the third guest that came on was talking about NFTs. I had already heard about it, and I realized, oh my God, like this is a thing. This is a tsunami, basically. I had previously, I ran a publishing business many years ago. I was early to Facebook. I ended up building the largest publication about Facebook at the time. And I saw a similar thing happening here. NFTs was going to be that next wave. And it was going to bring crypto mainstream. So I started interviewing basically a lot of the top people in the space at the right time, essentially. And a lot of those people became essentially my mentors, helping guide me through the NFT space. I don't think I bought an NFT for at least a month and a half after starting my podcast. I had someone named Justin Aversano on my podcast, and he was offering to sell me his photograph for 0.5 ETH at that time. And I was like, dude, I'm not an art collector. Like, I don't collect this type of thing. And now the cheapest version of that is 100 ETH in order to get that photograph. So I've missed a number of ones. I learned my lesson very quickly. People that come on my podcast that I end up meeting, if that artist is like high conviction, really good with marketing, I now have to just buy into it. But yeah, that's sort of my backstory of how I got into this space. Is I just saw a tsunami coming, and I told my now fiance at that point, I said, look, we're just taking off from here, and I'm going to be spending a lot of time on this. So that's
Nick, what was that? What was that NFT that you missed out on?
That is Justin Aversano's Twin Flames.
Oh man, that's insane. That's impressive. Something very similar to me happened too, right? That was with the Bored Ape Yacht Club. One of my community members reached out to me, Romaniac, and he's like, "Hey man, buy this ape," and it was going for 1 Ethereum at the time, and I'm like, I'm good. I'm gonna stay on with Dogecoin and my other cryptocurrencies. Like, I'm good, right? I mean, 1 Ethereum, no, I'm good. I'll stay with VeVe, their license. And I completely missed out with Bored Ape Yacht Club, right? We all know how that turned out. So
I'm an ape. I have two of them.
Yeah. I see that, and you got the mutants as well. So it's just insane how the how NFTs have just completely flourished and taken off from there, And of course, if we would have just known better a little bit earlier, we could have been making a lot more money. I have a way better collection.
Everyone says that, but there's still tons of opportunities, and I miss out on them every day. Where there's new millionaires being minted every day as a result of making smart trades. So that's something that you haven't missed the boat. We're still early.
Did he just say new millionaires being minted every day?
Yes.
I like that terminology. That's awesome. So I'm loving what you're saying because some people are like, hey, the NFT space is saturated. Did we miss the boat? But there is tons of great projects out there, and the key is finding these projects. So one of the top questions that I'm always getting is, hey, where can I go to find these projects? So we're going to talk about that as well, and also people in the space to follow. And can you tell us a little bit about your website, the nifty.com, because it is such a great tool. And I
Yes.
actually brought this up on the stream that I did yesterday, because the nifty.com is just an awesome asset to have in the space.
Yep, and I'm planning on expanding it even further. I started it as a blog with just posting my podcasts and stuff like that, but I've experience in building tools. And so what I wanted was an automated tracker of the NFT ecosystem. And so what it does is it looks like you're in mobile mode, but yeah, if you scroll down, basically, there's a couple of items here. At the top, we have the Nifty Index, which was the chart that was up top. This is basically an aggregate median price of some of what I consider blue chip NFTs. So this is what I use to monitor the overall health of the NFT ecosystem. So I'm looking at this when this is moving up in the face of depreciating ETH value, which is expected. That's basically showing that the prices of a lot of the blue chip items, that could include CryptoPunks, Bored Ape Yacht Club, Cool Cats, some of these other items, that's a good thing, basically. You want to see that go up as a whole. And then there's two tabs right next to index there, which is volume dollar and volume units. Those are the two other things that I'm looking at in aggregate. And so this is showing you, okay, volume dollar is not actually way up. Instead, we're just seeing the price rise. So that's another interesting thing to see, is that we're not seeing more money pump into the ecosystem. Instead, we're just seeing the price rise within the ecosystem. And then the last tab there is volume units, which is another interesting indicator to me. This actually shows me when volume units are going up, but volume dollar is staying flat. What we're seeing is, and this is expected, more money pour into the NFT ecosystem, but most of those people don't have 1 ETH, 2 ETH, 3 ETH to invest. Instead, they're saying, what do I buy that for 0.25 ETH, 0.15 ETH, less than 0.5 ETH? So that's what this sort of shows. This shows the overall health of the ecosystem. I just like having it up there. It's a good place to start to kind of get an understanding of what's going on in this market. The other components of the website, basically.
That's awesome. Thank you for bringing that down, because I was wondering how did he base the index on this. So now that I know that it's blue chip projects, now this is awesome. I'm loving it. Okay, so
I'm going to expose more information about what those components are in the near future. That's literally the first question that everyone asks, or what are the NFTs that are part of that? I've included a couple across it. To call it blue chip is, people will debate it, which is why, so I included in there is Subducks. But to say that Subducks is blue chip, well, that's debatable, right? Like you could argue that it's not. But if some of those we're so early in this that it's difficult to call any of them blue chip, frankly, outside of maybe CryptoPunks. But like, you need something to go in there to show that like we're seeing where the action is in the market. And I wanted some that were at least at that time, sub 5 ETH to add 1 or 2 in there. Now, a lot of them are above that, so I'm going to have to add more into the index. But anyways, that's what that measures is blue chip. I'm going to add, there's more coming up. I'm going to do a small cap index so we can see some of that as well. The second area of this is, you can see total sales. This is similar to a lot of the other sites that you go to, essentially, where it shows you the top selling projects. I do not charge anyone to end up on this site, so it tracks every NFT project, essentially, at least on Ethereum right now, and Matic. I'm going to add other blockchains as well. But it shows you the total sales volume, which is helpful if you want to get a snapshot of where all the money is pouring today or the past 24 hours. It shows you this and the change over time. There's a trending sales tab, which is this is basically ones of the past 3 hours. So these are by sales units. So you're seeing a lot of, I can't see, time cats love them, hate them. That's where we're seeing sales. Okay. So that's an NFT. I think it's probably a partnership with Cool Cats and Time Magazine. But I saw it get airdropped into Farouk's wallet, but I don't know what that was. And then also, but it's helpful. It helps you see where the action in the market is right now. And so
I'm loving it. You see the sales floor, you see the average price, the units that are actually moving.
Yep.
Right. And then if you click on it, like let's click on this one, Time Cats love them, hate them. You click on it, and it's going to give you guys a further breakdown of it as well, and even the OpenSea link. But
Yeah.
Nick, I was going to ask you, how often is this updated?
So every 10 minutes, the data
Okay.
is updated. I think the cache could be basically, in order to make this site fast. So it was doing it in real time, essentially. But I need to scale this so that I don't need to be managing the software all day long. One component to include in here is if you haven't been to the site before, it'll show an email subscribe button. All this data gets automatically sent every single morning direct to your inbox to show you all those different things.
I actually just noticed the email subscription. So I got my very first email this morning. So
Yep.
I'm like, damn, I could read this every single morning to see what is actually going on. So I love that feature, man. I said, I got an email today. I'm looking through my phone, looking at my emails. I got the email and I said, holy smokes, I didn't know the Nifty.com did this. You know,
Yeah.
so I'm glad I got on the email list. What was it on the bottom of the website? I forgot where I found it at.
If you signed up, it doesn't show up anymore. Or right there, that blue box, basically.
Oh, right here. Yes, it's right here. Right
so
in the middle.
I used to block the site so that you had to enter your email to access it, but I just wanted to open it up and make it more accessible to other people. But one thing that you didn't see on that project, it also tracks floor price over time. That project just took off, so there wasn't a lot of floor data, so it doesn't show it. But if you look at like that one, for example, there's the history of the floor price, basically. And there's two types of floor prices. One is coming directly from OpenSea, and then the other one is coming from sales volume. By default, because of API limits with OpenSea, I essentially track all of their sales history, and I'll give you the cheapest one that has sold over the past 50 or within the past day, essentially, either or. And that's what becomes the so-called sales floor price. So it gives you a good indicator of where everything is headed directionally. And then you can see the sales history and some of the top stuff as well. So it's anyways, yeah, that's where it's at today. What's also on there is the history of my podcast. So if you go to the content area, I don't put that front and center, but all my podcast items, every newsletter that I send out is in there. So some of these people, if you want to hear from some of the top traders, some of the top artists in this space, I post that stuff on there as well. But only my most fervent fans listen to the podcast, which is hundreds of people or reaching 1,000 basically at this point on the podcast side of things. But most people aren't into that. They're into YouTube and they're into Twitter. It's what they're into. So yeah.
So guys, I just showed you guys NFT Nick's Twitter. I'm gonna go ahead and show it to you guys now in a little bit. But if you follow NFT Nick, he does NFT alphas in the morning, discussing what is going on in the NFT space and also upcoming projects to be looking at. Also gives you more information on who the creators are, who the artists are. Like he was just recently talking about Savage Dogs. One of the artists, I think he was from Netflix.
Yep.
So Savage Dogs actually now has been slowly, quietly moving a little bit up. I've been watching them do that.
It's a long-term hold for me on that one, just to interject real quick. It's it didn't pump like I expected, but like I'm not selling any just because those founders are both from Netflix, and I'm just like they're gonna build something incredible.
Yeah, it's just about holding it, right? If they have a solid team, you just gotta go ahead and hold it. But that's what he does in the morning. So I'm gonna put up his Twitter now in a little bit, and as well, pinned on the chat and on the description, you can find all of his information, his YouTube channel as well. But pinned on the actual chat, you find his YouTube channel as well. We're gonna take a look at as well in a little bit. But I wanted to show you guys how the email looks when you actually get it. So I was trying to mirror my phone over here. Hopefully, I'm able to go ahead and get it up.
Man, I really appreciate you going through all this stuff. I expected us just to start diving right into projects, but this is as good as it gets, man.
No, it's great information, and especially for the ones that are trying to get into the NFT space, the Nifty.com is such a great tool. And guys, right here, this is the email. I can't get rid of this button for some reason. I got to update my phone. But as you see, right, this is from today, the 26th. You have the Nifty Daily Digest. Here are the top trending projects for September 26, 2021. Trending sellers, Galactic Apes, Crypto Chicks, Gator World, etc. Then you have here top mints, this is new projects that are minting. Keep in mind that some of these may have $0 in sales since they just are minting, right? Clearly, as it states, Simba Empire, Pinguino being number 2. And then you have the sales giants, which Lost Poets has just been killing it. As you see, he has a percentage change of 162%, 24-hour sale volumes. Cool Cats, CryptoPunks, Galactic Apes, again, Lazy Lions, they just been roaring like crazy. But this is a great site, guys. And again, you can wake up in the morning, have your breakfast. This got released at 8:21 in the morning, a.m. Eastern time, my time. And it's just a great tool for you to have. So just go ahead and subscribe with your email to the nifty.com. All right. I can't stress that this much. The nifty.com is such a great tool, and as well as NFTcatcher.io by Michael Keene. Okay. These are 2 great tools that you want to have. See what are the upcoming projects, and also go to the nifty.com to see what is trending. What is the actual top sellers right now? So these are the 2 sites, guys, that I highly recommend. Are you familiar with Michael Keene?
Yes.
Nick?
Yeah, we DM.
Okay. Yeah. He's an incredible dude. I would love to have you and Michael Keene on a stream one day. I think that would be phenomenal. But guys, the nifty.com, check them out, and also put in your email so you could actually get these emails every single morning. Okay. So, Nick, right now, give us some alpha. What projects are you looking at?
Well, man, I can tell you one that I just had a massive miss on, which is crazy because we discussed this on the show, or on the Nifty Alpha on Twitter Spaces the other day. One of the guests came on and mentioned Monster Buds. Did you see this one?
Yes, I like it because it's a unique project.
Now, I'm not like a big weed smoker anymore, but basically, that project, they have these great designers. Essentially, they also launched the Bones one. I forget the name of it. I'll tell you the name in 2 seconds.
Not Fungible Bones.
Yeah, Not Fungible Bones. It's the same artist. He did that one on the side. Monster Buds built this out. They've been working at this, and they're building a play to earn game. So they did this mint pass the other day. I bought it for 0.3. Those mint passes are now like over 1 ETH, which is ridiculous. I sold it at like 0.65. And you could mint these at 0.07 or 0.08. And I think it was 0.08. And the mint pass gave you the ability to mint over 28 of them at that price. This would have been a massive gain for me. Like I am wildly depressed from this because that would have been 18 to 20 ETH. Someone DM me and talked me out of it, which I learned my lesson. You know, there's a combination of 2 things, which are lessons learned from this. I don't know if these revealed or what the deal is.
Yeah, I don't think these have revealed. I believe that's what they're just sitting there, just the seeds.
Yeah. So what I think, I think what's interesting from this one is there were 2 lessons. One is, if you can get great traders to surround you and like participate, whether it's coming on your show or coming through the Nifty Alpha on our morning show, learning from those individuals and seeing what they have is great. But more importantly, I don't buy 80% of the stuff that people mention on there. Frankly, 95% of the stuff that people mention on there, because I'm just like, oh, I don't like that one. Like, it's just not my thing. This one did particularly stand out to me. Their Discord at that time was only like 2,300 people, which in the grand scheme of Discord doesn't seem like a lot. But if it was fully organic and there were people interacting there, which they were, which I saw people, in this case, it was weed people who were growing stuff and whatever. And I was like, this is crazy. Like, this is a real, genuine community of people that are passionate about weed, essentially. And so they were interacting in there. And so when I see that sort of thing, it's like, okay, that's a good indicator. So the lesson was, if you have genuine communities, it's not about having 30,000 people in the Discord and this hype pump and dump. It's about having genuine communities. And then also, finding ones that you like, that you're like, hey, this makes a ton of sense. So I missed out on that one. As the commenter said, I'm in a little bit of pain from that and regret, but you're not in NFTs if you're not making regrets about your misses all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I want to touch up on that, guys. And sometimes you see that these projects have a mass following, 20,000, 15,000, 30,000. Sometimes the project just flops. Okay. Because people just weren't really digging the project. It was going to be a big pump and dump. But I've seen projects that the community is small, but they're very mighty, and those projects flourish. Okay, so at the end of the day, go with your gut feeling. Now, what Nick is saying is absolutely true. I'm seeing so many projects that are just copycats of each other. They're probably going to Fiverr, hiring an artist. They release 10,000 collectibles. So the key right now, what I'm looking for, and you guys are seeing this on my tweet, I'm looking for something that is unique and different, and preferably small to mid-sized projects. But if it's something like Monster Buzz that is unique, and I think they have 10,000 collectibles, then you could take a look at it. I mean, this is what I'm doing. All right, don't follow what I'm doing, but this is right now what I'm looking for. So I saw this project. I didn't go ahead and buy in, but I saw it, and I was all for it. I said, man, go ahead and get it. I know Lori was on the stream. She was talking about Monster Buds. I like it. I do like the project. I didn't get into it, but I think that this will be a solid project. And as you see, the numbers are there.
Buying at 0.6, though, it's hard to enter something at 0.6 unless it now has solid traction. This is one that's in a weird place. I'm not entering here. I don't know that I ever will enter into it just because of the pain that I experienced with this. This is like this is a bad relationship gone bad.
And now though, you see where the stage is at for the project is prior to reveal. So whenever the reveal is, let's say the reveal is tonight, you're going to see the prices start pumping. But then after the reveal, it could go two ways. It could go down and flop, or it could keep going up and you just missed out on the ride. So that's the thing about these projects. You're going to see a pump, but when it's at this reveal stage, it gets tricky. And again, right now the price is high. All right, you're paying a little bit over half of Ethereum for this. So this is a great project, though, Nick. A great mention on this. Sucks what happened, right? Charge it to the game, tuition fees. Keep, and just keep on moving. There's other ones out there. So go ahead.
I was going to say, so you mentioned other projects, and I don't have what I find there's different stages at which you're at in terms of the NFT space. And you were talking about, hey, any interesting upcoming drops that you're looking at. There's one right now that's happening, which is Woody's NFT, and that's one that, someone had brought it up on on the Nifty Alpha.
Yeah, I've heard about that one. We're going to touch on Woody's NFT next. But before we leave weed, all right, before we leave this term of weed, I want to show you one project that I've been very bullish on, okay? And that is the Stone Apes, okay? These Stone Apes are going ham, okay? I am loving these Stone Apes. And the community, they love weed. You get on the Twitter space and it's nothing but weed that they talk about for the most part. All right. They say, hey, what are you guys doing? Just here, just lighting up a blunt or whatever. And, they're kicking it, but they're a genuine community. They're a very genuine community and they're very active. So I said, man, I bought into the apes because you guys are super active and genuine. All right. And as well, they have a cool roadmap. So the floor was just at like 0.04. And it's been fluctuating from 0.07 to 0.1. But all the rare Stone Apes, they're already at like.
What's the name of this?
This is Stone Apes.
But what's the actual full blown name of it? Because when you search on OpenSea, there's dozens of. So it's Stone APEZ Saturn Club.
Yeah. Stone Apes Saturn Club. So yesterday, I ended up buying this one that was very rare with the tattoo on the Wonder Woman. And I actually purchased this for 1 Ethereum. Why did I go so high? Yeah, I purchased it for 1 Ethereum. Why did I go so high? Because I'm very bullish on it. I'm seeing the floors rising on this. And like I said, all the rare ones, especially the trippy ones, like the ones that I have over here, they're already going for half Ethereum, 0.035 Ethereums. And I was lucky to mint 6 of them, but I just kept on buying the floor, all right, at cheaper prices. So I'm going to keep buying them. I'm going to buy like another 2. And it is what it is. You guys are seeing the grillzgang there, by the way, guys. This is just an awesome project that I'm in. But yes, Stone Apes, loving it. So if you guys want to go ahead and check that out, community is very active. As you see, I have some other ones there as well. But very cool project over here with the Stone Apes.
You gotta love the weed smokers,
Yeah. Man, it is what it is. They're into it. They love it. And again, I like them because they're very active. A little bit about this project, guys. They're going to be releasing mushrooms next week. So you're going to be able to mutate the apes. I believe if you hold 6 apes Something special will happen with the apes that you have. A comic book drop will happen this week as well. And they have other surprises coming. All right. But they have a lot of things coming. So pretty cool stuff for them. So Woody's NFT, are they out yet? I know I saw the website for that one.
I think it may be minting now, or it's minting today. I don't know. So no, they're minting a mint passport. So that's all that it's available right now. But yeah, and those are sold out. So you have to buy those on OpenSea. You know, what's interesting is what it came out of. It came out of this DAO, which is focused on creators. One member of the DAO is the, now I'm blanking on the name, Dead Fellas. The artist behind that is a member of that DAO. So basically, there's a bunch of these creators who got together and they've been launching different projects and collecting different things. And so Ultra DAO is what it's called. And so they're launching a bunch of projects. It's a group of creators. You can check it out at ultradao.org. And basically, they're building these different projects with NFTs and a lot of creatives. And I have a friend of mine, Dan Petty, who has been tweeting about it. He's a great web designer. And so we've seen this before back in the Web 2.0 days, where a lot of designers get together and work together on projects, or collective agencies is another way of viewing it or calling it. And so we see a lot of, we're seeing that happen again. And, they say a rising tide lifts all boats, but you want to be on a big boat. Is the better place, and that's what people are doing, is building teams. So I don't know much about the project outside of the art. Some people like it. I think it's cute characters. I mentioned on another one, ones with big noses, particularly resonate for me. As someone with, but similar one was the vampire one by the Bored Ape Yacht Club guy, SVS, Vampire Syndicate, whatever that is. But yeah, so I think that they have Sneaky Vampire Syndicate is what that one's called.
Yeah, that one was good.
That one did very well. I didn't get in. I was hating on it. But yeah, so that's the one I'm looking at. I see these every day. Ultimately, I usually don't see it more than a few days in advance, outside of Oniforce and the one that followed on after that. You need to be paying attention on a daily basis. That's when everything happens. If you want, I can give you a quick backstory of where I found most of my stuff at this point in time.
Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and I want to know that, guys. This is the YouTube channel for the Nifty Alpha, as the YouTube channel is just getting started. Go ahead and subscribe. The link is pinned on the chat, and I just put it out there as well, and it's also on the description. Okay, so you could go ahead and subscribe to his channel. And something that Nick said, to touch back on, is that you guys know that I'll do weekly upcoming NFT projects. But for example, like grillzgang and Stone Apes, I didn't mention them because I just kind of like stumbled upon them by seeing what other people are tweeting and talking about, other people that I follow up on the space. And it just happens like that sometimes. Like grillzgang, man, I couldn't do a YouTube video about it. When I got into it, it was at 0.99 Ethereum, and it quickly jumped to 2 Ethereums. So there was just no way that I had time to do a video about this. So sometimes you just happen to stumble upon it. You take a chance, and the project goes ahead and booms. But yes, Nick, which site or who do you follow?
Let's talk about structured stumbling upon things, because that's literally what you just described. Like, how do you do that systematically? And that's something which I was trying to do with the Nifty. Unfortunately, the Nifty is sort of telling you what the market is doing now. So it's the current snapshot, but you're trying to see where is it going to be, right? And so there's a couple of tools, and these are basic. You've heard of them. They're called Twitter and Discord. But how do you actually do that in a structured way? What I developed at some point is leveraging Twitter lists very effectively, is basically create a Twitter list out of people that you respect. Could be me. You can go look at, it could be Johnny, and check out what he's actually doing. Or like who he's following. So look at who those people are following, and then consider following them. I'm like extremely restrictive with my main account who I'm following personally. A lot of people get pissed during the ape follow ape days. People are like, why the hell aren't you following me? And I'm like, dude, go follow my ape account, like my main ape account, because I don't like saturating my account with a bunch of random stuff. It makes it noisy. But what I do separately is I maintain a Bored Ape Yacht Club Twitter list, which has over 4,000 or maybe 3,000. I don't know how many Bored Apes are on it, but as many as possible. I have thousands of Bored Ape members on there, and I just go through that Bored Ape list and see what they're talking about. And you can very quickly see, okay, this is like the theme that everyone is discussing at this moment. So what I do is I go and create a Twitter list of those people who are influencers, people who tend to like identify early things. You can see on the right, Nate Alex. Well, these are mostly all podcast guests that I've had where it says you might like. But I'm looking at what those people are discussing and what they're going to be minting. And that's the first thing. And
so so how do we create this list? I'm not sure if you're getting there.
So if you go on the left-hand side, there's Twitter lists. So underneath the bookmarks icon, so you have your notifications, DMs, bookmarks, and then the next one is lists. Okay. So you're going to want to create a list essentially. And then you can, yep, and just name it, call it, NFT All-Stars or whatever it is, right? And you go in there, and I have a ton of private lists as well, but you can make it public. It's whatever you want. And basically, you create that.
Okay, so this NFT All Stars, but okay, so this is just a description. So how can I add the people? Okay, I got to hit next.
So click next. Yep. And you can now search people that you already have on the top of your head. I type in, and it'll start getting better at suggesting people. So like Nate Alex to me, all my podcast guests are big ones. Nate Alex is one. Meka G is a solid one. He's a podcast guest. He's the one that gave that Monster Buds. There's also we can just add a couple real quick, but yeah. So let's say you add those people. You click done. And now when you're browsing Twitter, you can go to click on my profile, for example, Nifty Nick.
This is awesome. I am loving this information, bro. Damn.
So here's
it's like a filter. We're just filtering people out into our list. Okay.
Exactly. And so the benefit of the list is it does it time sequentially, because when you go to the Twitter by default, the main list, it sorts by a magic formatting. Now you can go and format that based on time as well. But the problem with that is who you follow and who follows you is a political thing, essentially. Like you have people who are like, bro, why don't you follow me back? Like all this sort of stuff. And you're like, okay, whatever it is. And I'm dealing with that stuff all the time. But then simultaneously, what I'm able to do is aggregate these lists, add people. But here's what I want to show you. So you can go to one of these profiles or search someone that you like that's not on this list. Richard is a good one. RICHERD. Him. So click on that. Right click on the three dot, or just click on the three dots on desktop. On mobile, you can do the same thing, and then add to a list. So the second option there.
Oh, add/remove Richard from list.
Yep. Okay. So click that, and then load up the NFT All Stars. Check, save. Done. So now they're on that list. When you go back to that list, Richard's now showing up and you're seeing that activity on that list. So when I'm browsing Twitter throughout the day and I see, oh, there's a Bored Ape that I didn't add to my Bored Ape list, I end up just adding them to that list now. And I have that list of activity and I can see the recent stuff. And what's useful is you end up finding, you want to add a decent number of people, but you can very quickly at a glance see what the conversation is that people are discussing at that moment in time. And you'll start to identify patterns. Oh, a lot of people are discussing Oniforce, or a lot of people are discussing Monster Buds, or a bunch of people are discussing whatever that thing may be. And so I end up finding that, and I say, and I add the people that I know, have found other different things. So that's what I'm looking. I'm going to actually start surfacing that on my site, FYI, where you can actually see who are the people that are killing it with actually making money, like a leaderboard of that.
This is very helpful. Very, very helpful. I'm loving it. So now I already know I mean, first thing I'm going to get on Twitter now is probably just go ahead and check on the list. Once I get this going where I want to be going, I'm going to check on the list. Then I'll go to my regular Twitter. But I like this, man. This is very, very helpful because, again, guys, when it comes down to tracking projects, I'll say, some websites, and then it's about who you follow and getting involved in the space. And doing a list like this saves a lot of time.
So
because you just can't ring like my problem was that I was ringing the bell on a lot of people. So I'm getting a lot of notifications on my phone, and I'm like, damn, okay, well, this guy hasn't really been releasing solid information anymore. So let me not ring the bell on this guy. But doing this list, oh man, I'm liking this so much. So appreciate that. This is very helpful.
One last thing, you just mentioned get involved in the community. I'm going to give you the ultimate strategy, basically, which is you want to build your relations in this space. Ultimately, this is not a pump and dump, ecosystem, and so you want to build relations with these people long term. And so what I recommend doing is literally replying to those tweets with just things with actual comments, not pumping your stuff, anything else along those natures. Just add value to those replies. That is the single greatest way to engage with people. You want to know how I get my podcast guests? It's that. I'm engaging with those people and building relationships. They see me all the time. They see me responding saying, oh, there's great advice or good morning or whatever it is, basically. Just, building that, so what you would say to your friend, that those two things alone are will get you to a very influential state on Twitter.
Very true. Just the engagement. And again, guys, it's all about just getting involved. And with NFTs, Twitter in general, just social media, you never know who you can meet. There's great people to network with online. So if you're an independent artist, you're trying to start a project, for example, NFT space, guys, just get involved on Twitter. I tell everyone to hit me up. Hey, I'm a new artist. I'm a tattoo artist. I'm an independent artist, independent creator. How can I get started? And I tell them Twitter. Just get on Twitter. Start adding people and start engaging with them. You have no clue how strong the social media space just is, guys. Just go ahead and get involved. I've interacted with great people. I've interacted as well when I was talking about Dogecoin with Dogecoin developers. I've interacted with Billy Marcus from Dogecoin. Then some tycoons like David. I always don't know how to say his last name, but I've gone on Twitter Spaces with David, and we just have talked for a while, and it's like I don't know who this guy is. I ended up he's in South Florida as well, so you just don't know who you could communicate with on the spaces. So it's very, very cool. Let me get, also before I get to the super chat, Out Crypto, appreciate that. Resloan, appreciate you as well for the super chats. Can you share the list? That was one of the questions by DX Crypto.
I don't know which list would be
the Twitter.
So I don't have a public one. The only public one I have is the Bored Ape Yacht Club one, which you can view. Let me see if I can find.
No. Well, the question. Well, at least my question is, if this particular list, like let's say I make this list, can I share this with people?
Oh, yes. Yeah, you can. Basically, once you have it, if it's a public list. So if you go to the list itself, on the click on the list, top right, there's an arrow, up arrow. There you go. You can share that link exactly.
Okay, I like this. So I will be making a list, and I'll be throwing it out there as well for you guys.
It's a great marketing activity as well. So the description should be like, hey, this list is curated by, and put your name in there basically, and then people end up following you. So I have a lot of people that DM me that say, hey, can you add me to the Bored Ape list? And then I add them there. So a lot of people end up using that sort of process.
I like that. Great tool. Great tool. Loving it. The nifty.com and now a Twitter list. Guys, you guys are ready. You guys are going to the moon and Saturn. All right. You guys are ready.
Pluto.
Put on your spacesuits.
We're going to Pluto. We need it. We're a distant planet.
Man. So let me answer this question. Outcrypt King 499. Owe me to the moon. By the end of the month on Immutable X Layer 2 solution, Alex Becker, BitBoy, and Andrew Drang, new celebrities pump non-financial advice. So yes, guys, Omi is getting ready to move to Immutable X. Hopefully that happens next month. It's getting pushed by big YouTube stars now. Alex Becker, BitBoy always falls into the FOMO, and then Audrey Jack as well. BitBoy, I don't really like him. He likes to bash things when it's not going his way, but Still,
And he also lies about how much money he's making. He's always like,
yeah.
he's always like, yeah, well, that trade didn't work. Or he's like, yeah, Bitcoin's been dumping, but it's a good thing that we sold out yesterday right at the top. Like literally, he always
he'd be
says that.
saying that all, yeah, that is
I'm
true.
like, no,
He'd be saying
you did
that
not.
a lot. But it's great though, no matter what, that Omi is taking that limelight spot. Okay, so that is awesome, guys. Again, be very bullish on Omi. It's not financial advice, but VeVe has a lot of great things coming, guys, in the next couple of weeks and especially in the next couple of months. So before we talk more into VeVe though, and also someone said, if I have Omi in my trust wallet, will it just convert? Ecomi will release those news when we cross that bridge. Okay, they will tell us how to actually convert our Omi to the new layer 2 solution that's taking place. So I don't have an answer for you on that. We have to wait on the Ecomi team for that. So some other upcoming projects, guys, that I want to talk about as well is the top project for this month, and that is Meccaverse. Meccaverse is the #1 project, guys, releasing this month. However, is this going to be, does that mean the #1 in sales volume, right? And towards flipping and making your money? I don't know that. But however, the #1 project for FOMOing is Meccaverse. They have 100,000 Discord members in their community. The project looks pretty cool. It's unique. It's one of a kind. I'm seeing a lot of imitators now trying to do something like this. But Meccaverse, guys, has been rescheduled for October 2nd or October 3rd. And the way that's going to work is through a raffle system. I'm guessing you're going to go to their website, get on the raffle, probably works by an IP address or something, or maybe through your wallet address. And if you win the raffle, if they have 10,000 collectibles and you fall within those 10,000 collectibles, then hey, congrats, you are able to mint one. So that is dropping October 2nd, October 3rd. Also, I brought in the project manager of Eternal Royals. They are on September 30th at 9 p.m. For the ones that are not familiar with Eternal Royals, their project is very solid, guys. I might bring them back on the stream, but they will be dropping soon. And again, what I like about this art, guys, is that it's actually very artistic. The artist as well, he's already an established artist. He's not someone that just got into the NFT space. He's an established artist, 15,000 following on Instagram. He has his website as well, thedopeart.com. If you want to purchase canvases, the canvases are just awesome. So the Eternal Royals is dropping, guys, this week. Oh, these were just coming out. Those are cool. They're going to be dropping soon. Let me see if I can find you guys. They linked up as well with the Fame Lady Squad, which is awesome. And let me see. I'm trying to find more art for you guys. There's more art right here for Eternal Royals. Damn it, they don't have like a GIF image. Okay, I'll leave it over here. But you guys could go ahead and check them out. Okay, Eternal Royals will be dropping. Nick, are you into Solana NFTs?
Ooh, so I want to. I've been watching a lot of them pump. I don't own any. I own some. Well, we own Solana. I sold it because the technicals were really bad. But I want to buy back in. Ironically, it's like kind of right at where I bought in. Although it does look like the technicals are still bad, man. So I don't know. I'm holding back on Solana, but I want to get in and I want to develop some. Well, is there a specific one you're interested in?
I mean, in Solana, they've had a lot of issues when it comes to their drops. I've been seeing that happen back to back on many projects. So far, the top 2 Solana projects have been the Aurora project and the Degenerate Ape Academy. Those 2 did very, very well. As the Aurora project, they're working on a game as well. So those 2 projects are good. Then Fancy Frenchies is still holding the floor at the original mint price, and that was doing pretty well in the rarity trades. But that's about it right now for Solana. But there is 2 projects that are coming out that are pretty cool. Guys, this is Meccaverse, by the way. If you guys haven't heard of it, 8,888 unique mechas who need drivers. This is Meccaverse for the ones that don't know about it, okay? And you want to try to get into the raffle, is this one. Nick, you're familiar with Meccaverse, though, right?
I've seen the hype. I saw when they blew up there, and I think they even got an article or something like that in like Forbes or something, which is what like whatever it was. Yeah, it blew up. They were like, "This is the next big thing." which seemed relatively arbitrary. Like, why this one? But they have great art. There's no doubt. I mean, the art looks great, but there's a ton of 3D ones now, including one that I own is the Ethereans, which the price hasn't been doing phenomenally well. But I know the project owner, so I ended up buying some of those. But and those are great 3D artists. So yeah, I see a bunch of them. What Meccaverse has going for it is hype, an immense amount of hype.
Exactly.
And so
when it comes to the FOMOing, this is the project.
Exactly. But it also is interesting. Like, I don't know what their long-term thing is. Like, it says that every Meka needs its what was it? Needs its drivers. So like, if they make a game where, like, I don't know, there was like a robot game I had it many years ago where you'd like walk around and shoot stuff with while holding. It was like robot battles essentially. So yeah.
And you're right, guys. If you go to the Discord, I've been on the Discord. I'm not on it much at all, but I did join the Discord. But that is also one of my concerns. I don't know how clear this roadmap is. However, due to the community size, this can just be a great flip for you guys. If you get into the raffle, congrats. All right, congrats if you get into the raffle, because the community is just massive over here right now with the Meccaverse. That's why I say, due to FOMOing, this might just be the #1 project. However, it doesn't mean that it's going to be the #1 project when it comes down to flipping, because we just do not know that. Okay, this could be just another huge community project that, I don't know, maybe the drop goes wrong, something happens out along the system, there's a fail in the contract. Who knows what could happen? But I still wanted to bring you the Meccaverse because it is a project out there that's completely strong. So, talking about Solana projects, there's only 2 projects right now, guys, that I'm looking at for Solana. And I'm going to be more careful bringing you guys projects, because with so many projects now coming out, there's a lot of imitators that they just want to pay artists from Fiverr or an artist that they know, and they release 10,000 collectibles with no type of utility, really just nothing but false dreams on the roadmap. They're just trying to sell you dreams. Pretty much it's just a quick cash grab. So I'm trying to be more careful with the projects that I bring you. Okay. So the next one that I want to talk about is Nexverse. There is still no date for this project. However, this project is looking very, very great. They're going to have, I got to close some of these windows. My computer's running a little bit slow, I guess, with everything that I have open. Let me close some of this. Okay. So they're having lands on here as well that you're going to be able to buy, and they're going to be a video game. This is going to be the actual art of the NFTs. But going down to the bottom, they just released a trailer. Let me make sure that the audio's on before I play this trailer. Okay, there you go. Now I got the audio on. Damn it, I'm not sure what's going on right now on my system. I think I have just too much things open up. But this trailer, guys, I'm not gonna be able to play it. It's very, very cool. They give you a glimpse into their video game. I believe the beta version of the video game will be dropping in 2 months from now. So they're giving you the clips. They're showing you the spaces as well. This actually spins around. I'm not sure what's happening with my computer right now. It just slowed down on me. But I will get back to them if I get this running again. But Nexverse is one that you guys need to take a look at. Also, you're going to be able to fly from one planet to a planet and build things on that planet. So it's going to be cool. Okay. It's a cool game right now that they're working on. And then the next one I want to bring you is Infinity Labs. Solana, I feel like they're just releasing a lot of low-end NFT projects. But Infinity Labs is actual art. And I believe it's 8,000 pieces getting released on the Solana chain. So they're actually bringing some pretty cool art over here. Let me share this screen. So this is one of them. As one of the pieces there. Let me keep going back, as they have plenty. There you go. There's more here. I'm not sure why everything right now is just loading. My computer's acting out. Not sure why. But Infinity Labs, guys, go ahead and check them out. I wish I could bring you. There you go. I wish I could bring you more standstill images of this. But it's just art. So this might be a project, if you're interested in Solana, for you to actually go ahead and dive in on for the Solana chain. I believe there's 8,000 of these pieces. and they will be dropping September 27, 9:30 p.m. UTC time.
Those look sick, man. The design is really great. I mean, obviously, every designer is going to be doing something now at this point. So the most talented designers are in demand.
Yeah, the art here though is pretty cool. And they're minting for 2 Solanas, I believe. Okay, for the ones that had that question, I believe they are minting for 2 Solanas. So this just might be something for you guys to go ahead and take a look at. I think this will perform fairly well, as it just might be one of the top projects, at least when it comes to art in the Solana chain. So this is a cool project, guys, for you to take a look at if you're interested in Solana NFTs. Up next, you guys know Draftkings. This week, the final week of the pre-sales that I believe Tiger Woods, the last pre-sale passes minting, and then after this, we actually getting our digital art from the pre-sale passes. Go to Draftkings, go to the marketplace, and guys, you are seeing the man Tiger King. The last 3 passes for the pre-sales are minting on Tuesday, and then the signed autograph passes from Tiger King will be minting on Thursday. So it's coming down to the final countdown for DraftKings. The prices as well have been going up. So if you go to browse, right, the carbon was only $12. It's already up to $174. Look at Tom Brady as well, right? When we go down to Tom Brady now is at $495 from a $12 pass. Again, this is just the pre-sale passes. This is not the actual art that is coming next. The art hopefully now gets released in the next week or two. We're waiting for DraftKings to make an announcement now, but this is completely sick, guys. If you've been following me, you know that I've been onto DraftKings. I have Tiger Woods, 3 Tony Hawk, Derek Jeter, Simone Biles, Naomi Osaka, Tom Brady.
What blockchain is this on?
And Wayne Gretzky. This is on DraftKings, and DraftKings, I believe. Oh man, what chain do they run? I'm not sure if they run on Matic. Damn it, I gotta find out.
That could be it. Yeah. I mean, it looks like what they're setting up, that it's in USD, means that they're operating as custodial wallets, essentially holding those NFTs on behalf of the users, similar to the way that Nifty Gateway does it, would be my guess. And then you can transfer it off to your own wallet, is what I'm assuming.
Yes, it's on Matic. Yes. So yes, you're actually able to buy this with your debit card, your credit card, and then they store it on their closed ecosystem, because that's really what it is, a closed ecosystem. And you're able to get it here through DraftKings. But guys, I'm very bullish when it comes to DraftKings, and I think these are gonna rise up tremendously in the next couple of days, probably weeks, when we actually get the art. If you hold one of these pre-sale passes, you actually get VIP perks, all right, preference perks to the art that gets released. So if you have one of them, you're going to have access to the art as well. So we're going to see how that plays out. But Tiger Woods has been performing very well. They only gave us half of the Tiger Woods. The next Tiger Woods will be at $50, $75, and $100 on Tuesday. The Ruby being the highest tier, and then the signed autograph Tiger Woods, the last 3, the Emerald signed, Sapphire signed, and Ruby signed autograph, will be on September 30th. Okay, so guys, do not miss out on Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods, Tom Brady, those are the 2 GOAT when it comes to DraftKings. All right, we see it down to the sales. So very cool. The drop as well works very similar like NBA Top Shots. Okay, very similar. You could get on the drop 30 minutes before, and then when the time expires, it's going to give you a random place in line. And if you meet the qualifications of edition numbers, then you're in there. So cool stuff. So Nick, the last thing that I want to close off with is VeVe. Do you VeVe?
I do not. However, a friend of mine was running a Twitter space the other day with him talking about it. What VeVe Chain has going for it is partnerships with large brands. And I think licensed, aren't they partnered with like Marvel and Disney and some other items like that?
Marvel, DC Comics, Back to the Future, Cartoon Network, Bill and Ted. They just got 007. And, rumor has it that they might be getting Pokemon. And Nick, if if they do get Pokemon,
good, done deal. but here's the thing, though, with some of these different items. So I'm interested in VeVe chain. The distinction though is big brands don't typically do well in the NFT space. There's not a lot of great examples. There was Time Magazine the other day. That drop was a disaster. They made a ton of money. Don't get me wrong. Like that. So that one was great because it was on Ethereum. There haven't been any major sort of breakout successes on VeVe chain on some of these other platforms. Solana has seen some of them. So that basically requires that first one to be a success. But what's interesting is the audience of buyers of NFTs like buying like the ones that you were talking about, Stone Apes as an example. That's not
Yes.
Disney. That's your own thing. And Bored Ape Yacht Club is the exact same
Yes.
thing. And we get to make those brands ourselves. And so part of me has yet to see immense value out of some of these things outside of collectibles, such as if I could get a freeze frame from an original Mickey Mouse sort of like, animation or something like that, that I could print on my wall, then that seems interesting to me. So they have huge fans. Don't get me wrong. I think they're going to do, while they'll eventually do well, they'll figure it out. But the overlap between those brands and NFT collectors, I don't know yet. Like, I don't know if people value it, because a lot of the crypto people value.
Yes, you're absolutely right. And there's actually a battle, because a lot of the VeVe people, and I say it all the time, they're on the VeVe Kool-Aid. They do not want to accept OpenSea. They don't want to accept other parties. All they want to hang on to is their premium license collectible. Those are not. This is going to win. This is it. And I always say, you guys are on the VeVe Kool-Aid. But then the other side of the coin is VeVe is a closed ecosystem. It's not going to work. We like these projects due to the rarity traits. Each collectible is unique. Each NFT is unique. This is where the market at is OpenSeas. So, the other side of the coin. So I hear both sides of the argument. But at first, I only accepted VeVe, but then I accepted OpenSeas. So now I accept both. And now I mingle with both, So VeVe, though, however, something that you stated, like Time Magazine didn't do well. I think VeVe will be the one to determine if this will actually flourish. When they move to Immutable X, that will be happening next month. That will give interoperability to the collectibles to go on to OpenSeas. So I wonder what's going to happen. Will there be a cease and desist order on certain OpenSea items that are putting DC Comics out there, that are putting Marvel out there, and will that make the VeVe collectibles rise on OpenSeas? Not sure what's going to happen, right? But however, I think it's going to be very interesting, and not sure. And also, VeVe is not going to give VeVe, the licensor. They're working with a lot of the licensors to actually accept the interoperability to OpenSeas, as they don't have it from all the licensors as of yet, but they do have it from many. So they will be announcing that shortly. So we'll see what happens. But what I like from VeVe, though, is that besides the NFT, it's actually augmented reality, right? You're able to pull out your phone and you see the collectible wherever, in your living room, outside, in your desk, right? Because augmented reality for all the collectibles, even the comic books. So what is going on, though, right now, Nick? This is going to blow your mind what I'm going to show you. VeVe has exploded, completely exploded. You are not able yet to cash out your gems. It should be happening hopefully within 2 months. They're moving first to Immutable X, which is the Ethereum chain. And then they're going to look for bigger exchanges to get on with. But when the move to Immutable X happens, the MTO license will happen, the ability to cash out your gems. But let me mirror my phone. And
We've seen that play out before. Hello, NBA Top Shot.
Yes, NBA. So let me show you, though, what is going on, though, right now with VeVe. So the area right now that I'm showing you is comic books. Okay, and they're dropping for $6.99, and the way it works is a blind box. You do not know which comic book you're getting. So,
sorry, $6.99.
Yeah, $6.99. You buy the gems, and it's $6.99, and it works with scarcity. This right now you're looking at as an ultra rare. You could get an ultra rare, you could get a secret rare, which is the most. You'll get an uncommon or a common. Okay, but for $6.99, let me show you the marketplace. What the market right now is actually doing. So let's go to the comics, because this is right now where I'm very big on with the comics. This ultra rare, I just got them for $6.99. And hold on, let me go to the price to the lowest price. 719 gems. So you were able to get it for $6.99 and get this, right? Flip it for 700 gems. This is just one of them. There's even commons out there, which is the lowest end, that are still performing fairly well. You got the Fantastic Four common. This is already going at $28.50. There is basically a 10% fee going to royalty and VeVe transactions. But however, you still make your money back on most of these comics. All right. From $6.99 to 28 gems, take away the royalty fees, you're still good. But then there's big time comics that's hit VeVe that are just doing absolutely phenomenal. So let me show you some of those comics and how big they're actually doing. For example, the Marvel, this Marvel was one of the first Marvel edition comics, is right now going at 2,000 gems. Again, this was something that you were able to get for $6.99.
How much is a gem? $6.99.
$6.99, yes.
So that means it's 2,000 times, so $14,000.
Go ahead. Say it again.
You said the cost of the gem is $6.99. I'm right.
No, $6.99.
How much is a gem worth?
$1 per gem.
Okay, so it's $2,000.
Yes, $1 per gem. So that's the ultra rare. That's how that has been performing. But then let me show you the big time money makers that you could actually get pretty lucky. And just by staying consistent, you're probably able to acquire one of these drops. So one of the big ones right now is the Marvel Secret Rare, which that has just been taken off. I'm sorry, there's a lot of comic books to go through. Right here. This one just completely took off. All right, this was the first comic book that they released. This is the first Secret Rare. And the market has just been climbing up and climbing up and climbing up. This is from the lowest set market price, guys. As you're seeing, the Marvel comic right now is at 49.9K thousand. Some will argue that this might just be in a VeVe bubble, but the sales are happening and these things are just taking off.
So do these gems convert to VeVe's token?
Okay, they're working on that. The first thing they're going to be working on is, after the move to Immutable X, is for you to actually have the ability to cash out your gems. And then will be the conversion from gems to OMI token. That will happen after that.
That's a high risk situation though right now, because you don't have anything to pin this to. You have a closed ecosystem where money is being deposited, but there's no guarantee once it unlocks, essentially, you don't know what the value of that token is going to be, basically.
You're a smart man. I've been bringing that up. But also, guys, once the cash out ability happens, these things might just start dropping. People want to cash out. They've been wanting to cash out of VeVe now for a while. So what they do, Nick, is that there is groups out there that you could actually cash out your gems. You could work through an escrow, or, if you have someone in the community that you trust, people are cashing out their gems, like 80 cents to $1, 75 cents to $1. But big sales are happening right now. And, I'm a big time flipper on VeVe. People know that. There's only very certain ones that I hold onto for a period of time. But
so can you get liquidity at all?
I made $1,200, $1,500 on just one drop from time to time.
But you can't do anything other than continue to hold gems in your wallet, though. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, as of now, yes, that is the only thing you could do. But you still send out the gems from the website. You can send out your gems to someone else and sell them. You're able to do that. But through the actual VeVe app, they don't authorize that as of yet. So that is the problem with VeVe.
Well, that's a massive problem. And here's where this gets even more complicated, because what they've managed to do, the closed ecosystem side of things, makes it attractive to those brands because they're protected from the main blockchain ecosystem where, theoretically copyright doesn't matter, right? Like I can literally screenshot that, upload that as an NFT on Ethereum. No one can stop me. And if I'm the brand and I own Marvel, and I'm now talking with the powers that be at VeVe Chain, and they're saying, hey guys, we're about to go and open up VeVe Chain, and we're gonna let you cash out that let these people cash out their money. There's inherent risk. The brands are gonna say, okay, cool, but let's discuss what the potential risks are here. And the risk is multiple things. Marvel doesn't want to look bad. So they're going to want to say hey, they want to retain the value of this. It would be a disaster for Marvel to be associated with the situation where the value implodes and Marvel comics are worthless, essentially. And then simultaneously, there would be one other forcing function, I think, that would take place here, which is just the value of VeVe Chain. So they don't even have a token, right? Or Ecomi is another one.
Yeah, no, VeVe is by Ecomi. So the token for VeVe is the OMI token.
And so but OMI token is actually free floating right now, right?
Yeah.
So I can go and buy.
Yeah, you could buy the OMI token. Yeah. You could actually go out there and buy it.
So the problem is, I mean, I guess at that point, what you don't know is what these gems are going to be worth as it is relative to that, because what ultimately ends up happening is someone has to go to Uniswap or another place, and it becomes a floating currency. So you don't know what that currency is going to be. My main issue is like, well, that's the other risk that you have, is just that floating currency. But now that they've done the brand stuff first, there's a reason that Ethereum has not attracted most of the brands. And because no one owns Ethereum. And there's a reason that VeVe Chain has pulled this off. Now, that's not to say I like what you're showing me here. And I would not bet against them. I see some other people that are betting on it. And ultimately, brands like Flow Blockchain is the other one that I think is comparable, that owns Top Shot. They could end up entering this space as well. And they're doing partnerships, I believe, with MLB. They run NBA already. So it'll be interesting to observe, who can actually do this. But anyone that has these comics, let's be honest, comics are dope. Everyone loves those. And I think, so yeah, if it is a stable coin and if they're trying to be the USDC, then I think that's great. If they figured that out, them to put any deadline on that is, I'm always skeptical of in blockchain world.
Yeah, we're gonna see what's gonna happen. I think that some of these comics, they're in a bubble, right? Some of them, however, people are buying them. People are really spending thousands of dollars just getting these comic books. But will the price remain? We're gonna determine that once the ability to cash out happens. Also, once VeVe actually releases and tells us which of these comics will have interoperability into OpenSeas, right? We're gonna determine the actual value of this. So the next month or two, guys, is a lot of things happening for VeVe. Okay, I think VeVe is going to be one of the monsters in the game. And like I've always been saying, though, interoperability is going to be key. We're going to see what happens when that takes place. But Nick, when it comes to making money, no doubt, VeVe right now is just killing it, bro. It's just absolutely killing it. If you get like a low edition comic book, right? Let's say number 150, ultra rare, or even a rare, man, even though it costs you $6.99, you're probably going to be able to sell it, just because it's a low edition common, let's say, you're able to probably sell it 200, 300 gems right now. The comic books, those things are just exploding. When Marvel came to VeVe, the Marvel fandom just came in heavy onto the VeVe platform. Just insane, but it's a very cool platform. And again, it has augmented reality versions. So it's just cool. But I like when someone like you comes and they throw the other side of the coin.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, it's all great, because I'm always about that. When I tell someone, okay, you want to invest into Dogecoin, okay, read the good things, read the bad things about Dogecoin. Read both sides. Just don't read the good and positive things about one thing. Read the bad sides as well. Look at what the critics are saying. So I'm always on that. But last but not least, guys, I did say that I was going to raffle one of the Hulk magazines. So if you did go to my Twitter and retweet that tweet about the stream and the Hulk magazine, guys, this is the wheel. Let me go ahead and shuffle it, and I'll DM this person as well on who won the Hulk magazine. That's why I tell you guys, go ahead and follow me on Twitter, because I'm always doing giveaways like this. So this is going to go to Lilo724. Congratulations, Lilo. If you're on the stream, I will message you and send you a DM for the VeVe Hulk comic book.
I love that.
Yeah, very cool. So Nick, as well, let me share your YouTube one last time and your Twitter. Guys, go ahead and add Nick. He's always doing the NFT alphas in the morning, talking about NFT projects out there. So go ahead and follow him. He's a very good dude to follow in the space if you're trying to get more familiar with the space. And as well, his YouTube channel, just getting started. Go ahead and give him a follow. You can find his YouTube channel down in the information below. It is also pinned on the chat. So go to his channel, guys. Show him some love. Like, subscribe to his channel. So Nick, anything else, man, that you want to bring onto the table? You brought nifty.com. You brought the email. You brought the Twitter list that you could also make. So you brought nothing but valuable information to the space.
I mean, I'm just grateful that you had me on. I'm really thankful for for having me. We're just getting started with YouTube, so that's the main thing. Pio, who's my co-host on there, we met through literally some of the strategies that I was saying before, just reaching out to people on Discord, connecting. Yeah, I'd say that's the main place to find us at the moment. There's going to be a lot more content coming. Right now, I started focusing on podcasts, but turns out, YouTube is where a lot of the action is at, and people like yourself are sort of helping, guide the way through the NFT space. So I'm just, happy to be here. In terms of additional resources, I don't think there really are any. I'd say subscribe to that YouTube channel. If you like email and getting an email in your inbox, a lot of people don't like email nowadays. But if you do, head over to thenifty.com. That's THENIFTY.com. And put your email in that blue box there. And every morning you're going to get a sort of state of the market. Occasionally I add a little bit of editorial sort of describing, what's going on in this space. Unfortunately, I don't have time to do that all of the time, but a couple times a week, it'll be there. It'll be on VeVe.
They give you 3 days, Nick. 3 days.
you know what? One thing that I've learned from this space, and this space is exploding, is you can make a lot of money staying in your lane. And right now, my lane is Ethereum. That said, I'm interested in going on to Solana. I'm interested in going on to VeVe chain as well. That's one that I'm looking at. And one to really check out is Tezos. If you haven't gone on to HICTNUNC, or it's HICETNUNC. Oh my God, it's so ridiculous. HICETNUNC.XYZ. That's the primary Tezos platform right now. But here's one more piece of alpha. OpenSea is going to integrate Tezos. They're going to integrate these other blockchains. So you're talking about where VeVe chain hates OpenSea? No, OpenSea is Amazon.com. That's what they're going to be. And they're going to integrate with these other things. So 2 things are going to happen. One, Tezos price. Why wouldn't it go up if people can now trade gaslessly using Tezos on OpenSea? And 2, you have the ability to buy NFTs right now that may see price appreciation once it becomes accessible on OpenSea. So you have to get a separate wallet. You have to go buy Tezos. It's the exact same thing that Solana has. And I would not be surprised to see OpenSea launch with also Solana at some point. They have to be thinking about it.
They actually are. They actually have a wormhole to transfer your NFTs from Solana to Ethereum that they're working on. Yeah. So man, just amazing stuff, man. Amazing live stream. I'm very glad that you came onto the live stream. Again, I want to have you on with Michael Keene. Hopefully that could happen.
Let's do it. We can definitely get him on. We'll both DM him.
Okay, that sounds good. He's been on it. I spoke to Michael Keene last night. He said that he's a big fan of yours. Okay, he wanted me to tell you that. He's a big fan of yours.
Thank you.
He says he loves your website. He uses it all the time.
Well, that's awesome. And I'm just grateful to be here. And if you're following, let us know, what we can do to continue to add value, because honestly, I think that's the most sustainable thing that anyone can do is just be helpful to others. And if you do that, I bet I play the games for the long term. And when you help people, it comes back, tenfold, and you never know how it's going to be, or 1,000-fold. So I'm just here to, keep creating and keep delivering value.
Amazing. Guys, Nick, pleasure having you. Enjoy your Sunday, everyone. Be blessed. Left you with those words from Nick. And like I always state, let your next move be your best move. Nick, appreciate having you on here. Guys, with that said, enjoy your Sunday. And always remember, bro, stay alpha.
All right.